We're into the last 2 hours of this incredible competition. There's been no let up from the weather at all. It's 32 degrees out here, bright sunshine. And there, fishing just below this glorious looking bridge, is our leader, Alexandre Dentier of France, who caught 5 fish yesterday and has 5 again today. He's been perch fishing all day. And the tactic he's employing is using a little tiny creature bait, so something that resembles maybe a crayfish or some sort of creature on the bottom, a great big nymph, something like that. And he's been prospecting the areas where the sun isn't shining. So areas like around this bridge where you've got some cool water and some shade, and it seems to be working for him. So let's have a little word with him and see how his tactics have worked out today.
Aujourd'hui, j'ai fait 5 poissons.
I got 5 fish today, 4 this morning and 1 recently, but it's getting difficult now.
J'ai attrapé seulement un là maintenant, mais là c'est calmé. Hein.
Do you realise you're winning the competition at this stage?
Oui, après je me dis que...
Until we can still send photos, nothing's over, but of course if I win I'll be very happy.
Je serai super content, ça c'est sûr.
How difficult has the fishing been these last 2 days with the weather the way it's been here?
Il faisait chaud, hein.
Yeah, I got a sunburn. It was very hot, but you need to look for the shade areas under the bridges.
Les poissons ils se tiennent ici.
How much do you love this style of fishing, the street fishing that we're seeing on display this weekend?
Voilà, le street c'est ma pêche préférée, j'aime bien parce qu'au final je pars avec du matériel léger.
Yeah, I like street fishing because you can just wear casual clothes, the equipment is light, you can just walk around the place, go there after work. It's a great activity.
Habillé normalement à la sortie du travail ou des trucs comme ça, et du coup c'est pratique.
Do you know, isn't he just the absolute epitome of what street fishing is about? And if you look around, there are easily a dozen anglers in this location. They've all kind of congregated here under this bridge in the shade. And Alexandre is a bit of a dude, isn't he? You know, bit of a beard, a little bit of a hipster look going on. Well, this is certainly the style that a lot of these anglers seem to be comfortable with. It just allows them to escape into this little world. Like people have said, dive in after work for a couple of hours, go out on the rivers in the cities that you live in and find interesting places to fish. And there are rivers and canals like this all over Europe, all over the world in fact, for everybody to enjoy. We've got a fish on here. There is another fish on, landing net going in. Oh, it's a perch. Fantastic. I know that we're getting rather excited about a very small perch, but sometimes in these competitions that is exactly the kind of thing that we have to deal with. Just in the little area, doesn't that just prove that Alexandre is in the right place, because the guy standing right next to him and hooked that perch. Voracious predators. Straight back in, on for the next one. Fantastic stuff. Yes, another result here on the section just below the town centre. And let's go and have a little look and see what this is. So a bit more excitement on this section. Here's Gunnar from Team LMAB, and he has caught from Germany and Berlin, obviously a very keen street fisherman. He's got the look, he's got the kit, and he's got the zander. Now that's the first zander we've seen caught this weekend, and we'll now go through the process of measuring this fish. Really great to see that Gunnar's taking so much good care of the fish, making sure it rests in the water while the preparations are made for the measuring. And one of the things I love about this sort of style of fishing, the way people are getting involved in this sport, is the amount of care that they take of the fish, because it's pretty clear that these anglers are very passionate about the environments that they're fishing in. You've got to look after the fish, you've got to look after the environments they're in. In fact, I have to tell you that in this competition, if any of the anglers are caught dropping litter, can you believe it, they're actually docked points from their overall total, which is great to see. Okay, so measuring tape is on an unhooking mat. The zander goes down and it measures 43 centimetres. You can see how pleased Gunnar is with that fish. He's just going to grab the camera. So next part of the process to make sure that this fish goes onto the official scoreboard is that a photograph is taken with his ID tags, like so, and that picture goes back to the master computer. You can probably see his hand shaking a bit there, the level of excitement. Isn't that brilliant to see? You know, if people think fishing's a boring sport, it certainly isn't. It's been tough this weekend, but these guys love what they do. They really do love it. So a fish hold, just for the last purposes of identification, so that the identification tag on his right hand, job done. A perfect zander, caught, and now released back from whence it came. Great skills. Yes. Gonna tell me how many casts you've made in this spot?
I think in the last 2 days, about 1,000 casts, something like that.
And that's the first take you've had?
No, it's actually the third. Yesterday I had a smaller perch, about 28 centimeters, and a 60 centimeter catfish. But the catfish isn't counting in this competition, so yeah, the zander was really a relief for me.
And you look so pleased to see it.
Definitely, definitely. Because I think it's a very hard and tough competition. And even the weather isn't playing in our odds. So I think, yeah, you just have to feel that. It's not the biggest zander I caught, but yeah, it's possibly the most important one.
So this is going to send you right up the leaderboard. What would it mean for you to be in the top couple of anglers here?
It would be great. But I think it's not about being first. It's about being a part of this, because I think it's the biggest street fishing competition in the world. And even being here and catch some fish, I think that's a great thing.
The other thing I love about this is the fact that this has caused a little bit of a fuss in this fantastic city. There are 200 odd anglers walking around, fishing, finding interesting locations to cast their lures. And there are lots of people stopping, standing, watching, lots of families. It's Sunday morning here in Metz. They're with their children. They're interested in what's going on. Children are fascinated by fish. They always have been. They love seeing them. They love understanding what's going on. And once you can get children interested in fishing, you've kind of got them hooked for life. It's a new generation of anglers, and that's what we want to see, and that's what this event is really all about. But one thing that has been slightly thin on the ground this weekend has been English anglers, but I have actually managed to find one. In front of us, just changing his lure, is Charlie Capolo from Essex. I think what you find when you get a big group of anglers together, especially when the fishing is hard, the banter level goes through the roof. And I bet the banter between all of these guys has been phenomenal this weekend. The frustration must be that you know how many fish are in this. I mean, there's thousands of fish, aren't there?
Yeah, that's what I mean. We know they're there. We've seen quite a few. We've seen a lot of chub, seen a lot of asp. Had lures go right in front of the noses. They're not interested. They're not interested in feeding for the most part. There will be the odd one that will snap maybe out of frustration and anger and territorial rather than hunger or the will to feed. But you just got to keep going on. I've been in plenty of difficult fishing situations. The last 10 minutes can make the rest of the weekend. So you just got to keep persevering and hope something comes of it.
Talk to me a little bit about your views on this street fishing style, because, you know, looking around, and if you look to your right, there are so many guys fishing. It's so good to see everybody having a great time. There's room for this in the UK, isn't there?
The thing that I try to get across to people when I talk about fishing, it's inclusive. I want everyone to fish. I want every single person I bumped into in my life to want to catch fish and to want to fish. Urban fishing and street fishing includes everyone. It's, you know, you haven't got to pay fortunes for a syndicate ticket. You haven't got to pay fortunes to fish exclusive lakes or river beats or anything like that. It's for the everyday man and child and woman and whoever wants it. So street fishing really needs, you know, it's got a place in the UK more than anything, if you ask me. It just needs a bit of time and a bit of push, and it'll get there.
You look around the UK at some of the cities we've got on the canal networks and the rivers that go through our city centres.
Yeah.
There must be places that would be perfect for this kind of event too.
Yeah, to be honest, from where I am in Essex, we haven't got many. Most of it is small rivers, but the tactics apply. But you know, I haven't got to go too far. The Grand Union's not far from me, stuffed full of fish, and all over. You know, especially up the north in like Sheffield and places like that. There's great places on the canal. They get ignored for the most part. You know, people walk past them and they do look a bit dirty. They do look a bit, you know, there's graffiti on the walls and things like that. But it's not a bad thing. It's different. That's what I like about fishing. It's like each week can be somewhere different, you know, and different fish, different species, different tactics.
How much have you learned fishing with all the continental anglers this weekend?
Exponentially. Well, the reality is the continental anglers are streets ahead of us in the UK, but we need to look and watch and learn, and we'll catch up. You know, we'll catch up with them eventually. I've been well and truly schooled this weekend, but that's cool. I don't mind. You know, it's a learning experience, and that's why I go fishing. One of my things I say to everyone is, if you think you know it all in angling, give it up. You know, every day is a school day, and that's the way it should be, to the day you die. There's always something to take and learn from every angling experience you ever do.
What have you learned this weekend then?
To be honest, I came underprepared. I wasn't what I expected, so I didn't have small enough sort of creature baits and jig heads for the shallow water up the top end. I got no top water baits, which could have helped, especially in the main river where the asp were. But now I know. I know. I mean, it's just more things for me to go and buy.
So this is it then, the top 3 in the World Street Fishing Championship here in Metz.
Right,
The sun is still blazing down
third place
as Ross Honey delivers the news about who's won. It's a Belgian angler who's taken third place, Florent Mariage, who totaled 210 centimetres over the 2 days. Tough fishing on both days, and it really has turned into an endurance event, the World Street Fishing Championship. But sometimes fishing's like that.
Overall, we got a second place with 244 centimetres in second place from France. Can we have Bastien Beltrami to come forward?
So Bastien Beltrami claims second place, the runners-up spot, just 34 centimetres separating him from Florent Mariage in third. 123 centimetres on day 1 and 121 on day 2. Remarkably consistent angling. Clearly the perch have been happy to take his lures over these last 2 days, and that's been the story of the people who are celebrating at the top table. The perch anglers have scored, and those who took a gamble to catch bigger fish, the asp, the pike, are a little bit further down the leaderboard. The one thing that this event has proved is that this competition is a fantastic contest and a real test of angling skill. And secondly, this location, Metz, is a brilliant place to hold it. The weather may have caused all sorts of problems this weekend in a nice way. It's been sunny, it's been gloriously warm, which has made the fishing very tough. And the anglers that have won the honours have really earned their place on the podium. Now, the winner.
Alexandre de Cornet.
Well, Alexandre Dontier is the 2019 Street Fishing Champion, and what a fantastic achievement. Isn't it great to see an angler who just epitomises street fishing cool, standing on the podium and winning this title? What a brilliant achievement. This young angler has managed to hold the lead. He took the lead on day 1, and he held on to it against an enormous field of high quality lure anglers, possibly the best lineup of street fishing anglers this sport has ever seen. He held on to his lead and he's got the title. 5 fish today. Many congratulations.